Welcome to the very first episode of Dear Shaylee. I asked you guys what I should call this advice series, and Dear Shaylee just seemed to be the most fitting for me and my situation and who I am. Every single week, I am going to choose one question that you guys have asked me via Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. All the links are down below, so be sure to ask me any questions that you have after today's. And today's topic is one that I got from Olivia. It's asking, how do you deal with depression and anxiety from a biblical standpoint? This is a great question because I think every single person has dealt with depression or anxiety in one way or another at one point in their lives. Some people have it a little more severe, some people don't know how to cope with it, while others can cope easily. And I know with me in my life, I have dealt with depression on and off my whole life. I'm a very emotional person, and I do base my circumstances off of my feelings a lot of the times, which is not very good. So I feel like I can really relate to those that are struggling with depression and anxiety. I feel you. I really do. It's not easy living in this world. There are ways that you can cope though, and I want to share these ways with you guys from a biblical perspective. So number one is to find what causes the depression, not the symptoms. It's really easy to say, oh, I want to sleep all day, I'm tired, oh, this. Look it up on Google and then figure out, oh, hey, I'm depressed. What is causing the depression? What is the deep root? Sometimes you're not going to be able to figure that out on your own. Sometimes you're going to have to see a counselor. You're going to have to talk through to someone. Maybe you have to journal or write to find that out. Sometimes it doesn't come right away, but it's extremely important to find that root cause of the depression instead of focusing on the symptoms of your depression. Number two, the thing that I struggle with the most is making sure not to judge your feelings off of your depression. Basically, we all go through hard times, we all go through sad times, we all go through mad times and happy times. It even says that in the Bible. There is a season of life for each time. For me, if somebody wrongs me or hurts my feelings, it's really easy for me to get into defense mode or depression mode and be like, oh no, I'm feeling depressed, therefore I am depressed. In James 1:2 it says to consider all trials with great joy. What that's saying is even in those moments when you are sad or depressed or you have a lot going on and you feel overwhelmed, you're supposed to be looking at it in a joyful attitude, in a way that you would never look at it before. You say, how do you do that, Shaylee? When you're so far into depression, how do you look at things with great joy? What about you help somebody who has it worse off than you? I've noticed in my own life that I feel the best about myself when I am helping other people. Whether it's giving food to the homeless, whether it is helping out a friend financially maybe, or maybe it's helping someone move, or cleaning someone's house. There are a million people out there who have needs, and you can be one of those people that meet those needs. When you're helping other people, you think about yourself and your emotions less. The third thing is to look into the Word of God and to trust that He is good and He is faithful, even in the midst of all your pain. When we learn to trust God with our lives, with everything, we notice breakthrough, we notice healing, we notice all of these things in our life coming together and being whole again. Now listen, I am not talking down on depression and saying that it's no big deal, because that's like the furthest thing that I'm saying. When I was a teenager, there were a few times in my life where I was suicidal, and it's something that I've never talked about before, but I was at this point where I just did not want to live anymore, and I took out that pain with self-harm, you know, with cutting and with overeating and with really just distancing myself from everybody. I look back on those days and I realize I really should have been on antidepressants. I don't believe that drugs are good necessarily. Like, I don't believe that you should trust your life with drugs. Does that make sense? Trust your life with God, but you may have to use drugs. And I don't want you to feel shame for that. If you feel like, oh, I can't do this on my own, I need medication. You know what? There's a lot of people out there, they can't function without the medication. Like, they need that medication to get to the next part of their lives. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think sometimes you need that in order to balance your life back to normal. But trust that God is bigger than medication, and God can heal you, and He will heal you. Come to Him in prayer. Pray about your situations. Talk to people about it, because that is very, 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 very important. To keep open communication with people that you love and that you're close to, and telling them everything that you're feeling, going to your counselor, telling them the truth, telling them everything that you're feeling, and to know that you are absolutely not alone. Even Jesus wept. Even Jesus was hurt and sad. Don't let the opinions of others affect the way that you feel about yourself. You're going through depression. you're going through anxiety. We all go through it. Just make sure that you're dealing with it, because if you're just bottling it up inside and you're just like popping a pill to feel instant relief, you're not getting rid of that deep issue, which is the reason why you are feeling depressed in the first place. So figure that out, work on that, and you'll realize that your life will suddenly become a lot less blurry. For me, when I'm depressed, is I just love to sing and I love to write. I feel like expressing yourself that way, you know, in worship music, and really just getting your emotions out that way, I think that's very therapeutic. So if you're somebody who's gone through depression and you overcome, leave some encouragement down below and say what helped you the most. Love you guys, and I will see you in next week's episode of Dear Shaylee. Don't forget to send me your questions via social media. All the links are down below. I really care about you guys, and I want this series to really be a place where you feel like you're not alone and that you're able to get some sort of answers. If you have any other questions about depression or anxiety, feel free to message me. And remember, if you're at the point where you are thinking of killing yourself or you are at a point of self-harm, please get help immediately. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe, make my day, like this video. See you next week.